That the League of Ireland is a difficult child for the organisation. I mean, I remember 1980, my dad was chairman when they won the Cup, so I love the League of Ireland. Every Sunday, my father would drive me to a League of Ireland match as chairman of Waterford with Al Finucane and Richie Hall, God rest him in the back. And they won the Cup in 1980, one of the best moments of my life when Waterford beat St Pat's 1-0. They hadn't won it since 1937. So I've a look for the League of Ireland. But when the FAI took it over, the clubs had a collective loss of €7 million in one trading year. And the year before last, they broke even. They lost a few quid last year. So we've brought a better structure in terms of managing the finances of the club. But it's a difficult sell when it's on the back of the Premiership and the Premier League in England. We know that. That said, I mean, there have been some ground improvements. If you look at Turner's Cross, if you look at Athlone, if you look at the RSC in Waterford, if you look at Galway United name in DC Park, Derry City are going to get a revamp with the help of Martin McGuinness. I hope one of the legacies of the Euros will be the redevelopment of Dalymount Park. I would like to see Shelbourne and Bohemians share there, and we've worked very hard with the different agencies to kind of get that discussion going. That doesn't mean, by the way, when I hear other commentators saying we're not helping other clubs, I've been into Dublin City Council half a dozen times with the owner of St Patrick's Athletic, Gareth Keller, about their stadium development plans. I've been looking at how we can use United Park in Drogheda to build a new stadium for Drogheda United. So we're doing things for all the clubs individually. The clubs met recently and they want to stay with the FAI because they know we're doing a decent job in terms of bringing the league forward. Is it at the pace everybody wants? No, but people forget that we went through a recession in this country and cutbacks had to be made. It's a difficult country to live in, but at least we've brought a stability that wasn't there in the past. Is the stability we would want today? No, but by God, it's a lot better than where it was. And even this own RTE, I remember them offering me €4 million in negotiations not to cover the League of Ireland at a meeting, and I said no, we want a highlights show every Monday night and we want live football. And that has brought an attention to the game that wasn't there in the past, or coverage of the game that wasn't there in the past. Now if we could get attendances up, it would be fantastic, but the FAI can only do so much too. The clubs have to take a certain responsibility. They really do.
I know, but in terms of, say, even, I mean, look, in terms of marketing the league, in terms of getting fans interested in their own local teams, this is, people buy into, I mean, you see it in different sports, in GAA or rugby or whatever it is, you know, they buy into local teams.
They certainly do.
It's very difficult, though, to buy into a team when, you know, nobody seems to know when the games are on, and when the facilities at matches are so poor, when, you know, when stadium, and this is, I mean, you mentioned improvements in the grounds, but generally the standard of facilities, John, is pretty poor.
Well, you wouldn't say that about Tala.
No, not Tala. That's the exception to the rule, though.
You wouldn't say that about Eamon DC Park in Galway. You wouldn't say that about the RSC in Waterford.
Again, you handpick a couple that are, you know...
But they're the main grounds, to be honest. Now, if we got Shelbourne, and UCD Belfield is a decent stadium, if we could get the Shelbourne Bohemians thing sorted, that would help a lot. And if we could get Richmond Park, which is still a good stadium, and Gareth Keller has big plans to redevelop that on the far side, if we can get the agreement of the various stakeholders. But you can only do so much, and we've done, the grounds have improved. They're not perfect, but they have improved, and we've got a good sponsor in Electricity. Monday Night Soccer, Soccer Republic, has been a big advertisement. That's something we fought with RT for, and we got it. So I think sometimes when you stand back and say, well, listen, what has been done, and there's been a lot done. Is it enough? It's never enough. But there has been a lot done, and the clubs also need to do more in their own communities. The clubs need to get close to the schoolboys clubs and the junior clubs, and the clubs in their history in many cases weren't good at doing that. But we're still seeing big crowds down in Cork when they're going well. Sligo's another good example of a club that gets decent crowds.